Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
It's Philly, Joe, and Kirby. Kirby's away. She's back next week. And, Joe, there's a call. Now, we'll get to the bone phone in about 10 minutes. And I got to say, it's intense today. There's some concern about roads not being salted and sanded, stuff of that nature. We got Dr. Hockey checking in.
Dr. Hockey?
Yeah.
Well, you never know what mask or cape Vinny's going to be wearing, but he's back to Dr. Hockey.
You're right. He does wear a few hats, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at these bone phone calls just to give you an idea.
I went with cape because some consider him a hero. That's why, not hats.
You know what? I'm gonna go with cape too. I like that even better. Hey, have you ever seen someone wearing a cape that isn't well respected? Like, give me a break. If you're wearing a cape, you're pretty important, and I think Vinny, you're right, deserves the cape treatment. But we got Young Gun, Loud Guy, the Chef checking in.
Ah, nice.
Dr. Hockey, Hooligan. Anyway, I want to play this though because I think this might be for you. I don't know if you're using your credit card here in the room at work. Making phone calls after the show, but let's give this a listen here.
We have found two suspicious charges on your card today.
Uh-oh.
First is for $499 to eBay and the other is for $1,499 to International Gift Card Money Transfer. If you do not recognize the charges, kindly press 1 to speak with our customer care representative.
So I didn't.
That's interesting. I don't know the first one, but the International Gift Card Registry.
Is that for me? Are you getting me an international gift card?
Who else would I spend $1,499 on? Doesn't that answer your question? Who else would I spend that kind of money on gift cards?
I'm blushing. That is so nice of you. Now, what do you use?
I'll tell you right now. I thought about getting you a $1,500 gift card or $1,499, and I said, I'm going to go with the $1,499. So
can you use...
How can a scammer not even figure out using a round number for a gift card?
And can I use an international gift card anywhere? Like, is that just...
It's international, Phil.
That's what I mean. If I walk into your restaurant, for example, Frankie's, and I eat beautiful dinner, I'll spend a couple $100, some wine, and then I hand the server my gift card and say, hey, there's $1,499 on this international gift card. Can you just take it off that? Do you guys accept those?
I guarantee you the server will have to go to a manager first and go, oh, haven't seen this card before.
It's an international gift card.
And there's a good chance that most that put the $14.99 haven't seen that gift card either.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Pissed off? Well, then get the off Twitter and call the bone phone.
Don't make me look up from my phone.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
It's the chef, and I don't understand Winnipeg. I've lived here all my life. How do you people not know how to drive? Like, seriously. We get winter every single year, and you guys think it's a brand new thing. Learn how to drive to the conditions. Take your head out of your ass, because that's where 90% of you drivers have it. Give your effing heads a shake. Smarten up, Winnipeg.
Okay, and then before we discuss it, there's another one, I think, along the same topic.
What is actually going to happen when it actually snows in this city? The drivers in this place are absolutely ridiculously stupid. When you can see your face shining off the highway, maybe you should slow down. Pull your head out of your ass and take a quick breath and go, wow, what am I doing?
That's double head of the ass today.
Yeah.
That's a big start to the show.
No kidding. I will say this. What I have noticed over the last couple of days, and traffic has been moving slower because of the icy conditions on the streets.
Yeah.
More and more people need to start using their turn signals so the people behind can at least know what they're trying to do. Because if all of a sudden you're in that left turning lane or left lane and you need to get into the turning lane, and then all of a sudden you abruptly just hit your brakes, the people behind you, even if they've given you enough room, it gets a little sketchy, and that's where you get the pilots. We should always be using our signals, but I've noticed the last couple of days it would really come in handy sometimes.
And your taillights. Drove by someone without taillights on Abinogi this morning. That's fantastic and not dangerous at all. Okay, now to a couple of calls. People angry about the lack of salt and sand on the roads.
I got a question. If any of the city guys can hear this question, it'd be nice to get an answer.
This is Loud Guy, by the way.
Coming in this morning, extremely slippery everywhere. Very slippery, very hard to get going at the lights. I'm just wondering, since yesterday, actually, I've been wondering why there's no sand on the road. I haven't seen a sander. I would like to see a sander, and I'm sure a few people in the city would like to see a sander too. So I would like to know why this morning, going down Portage Avenue, there was no sand on any of the roads.
So Loud Guy's actually pretty tame about his no sand, salt complaint. This dude is not. He's a little angrier, this guy here.
We barely got any snow this year, but we've got enough that they should have been out plowing well before they came out to plow. And they did the plowing a few days ago. There is not one stitch of sand anywhere in this city. The roads are like a skating rink. We need the roads in drivable conditions in the winter. And if you touch your brakes right now on 99% of the roads in Winnipeg, you're just going for a ride. You're not stopping because there's no salt, there's no sand, there's no nothing. That's the end of my rant, I hope.
Oh, well, I was surprised. I'll admit it, coming down Lage and Abinogi this morning at the shininess of the road still.
Yeah, last couple of days. I got lucky in my area. We were sanded on the residential streets over the weekend.
Okay.
I don't know how many more, but for some reason our area had gotten done there in Charleswood. But we will hear from some people at the city for sure with these bone phone calls, and we'll pass that information along on when the sanding is going to get started. But yeah, there's a lot of frustration right now with how glossy the streets are.
If we get some response, on the bone phone, because we run the bone phone at 620 and 820, we'll throw those calls on, or like you said, Joe, on the Boston Pizza text line. Okay, we'll take a little break from the calls from traffic here, and Dr. Hockey, Vinny, wants to talk a little Jets. And of course, with Vinny, this call came in before the Colorado game last night, before the victory.
Yeah, hey, Dr. Hockey here. Listen, I'm kind of the Dr. Hockey. I know some of the players' names, but not all of them. But anyways, like I said, last year I said Edmonton was going to make it to the Cup. I was right.
Yeah.
I didn't say they'd win. I said they'd make it to the Cup. I also said the Jets would be out first round.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were, so I study games like that, analyze the games. So right now, the Jets, it's kind of a must-win tonight. The reason why I say that is because
last night,
if they don't win tonight, they'll be thrown out of the first round in the playoffs. I know it's a ways, but I know how those guys play.
Last night, must win.
But if they win, and they have a chance, not saying they will, but they have a chance to make it, to pass the first round, going to the second. Because Colorado's a good team. I think the Jets have a hard time beating Colorado. That's all I'll give them for now. All right, you cats. Have a good day.
Well, thank God they won last night.
3-2 in overtime in a good game. I think I know what Vinny's trying to say, that if they didn't win last night, it would have hurt the psyche a little bit going forward before the playoffs. But did you get the best part?
We're a little ways from the
playoffs. If they go, hey, Vinny's working on it now. Did you get this part, though? If they get through the first round, then we'll see. Then they go to the second round.
That's right.
That's the breakdown.
I thought that was the key part of what he's trying to say. And I believe
Vinny, God love you.
We got to get him on Sportsnet sitting right there beside Bieksa and Friedman. Don't you think it would be just fantastic?
I would think so. Right there.
Yeah.
The new insider next to Elliot.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's Entertainment Rundown.
On this day in 1983, Joe, my first ever favorite TV show premiered.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
my God, I wanted to be a member of the A-team so bad. George Papard, that was John Hannibal Smith. We had Murdoch, Templeton Peck, and my favorite, B.A. Baracus, Mr. T.
Sure. It was a great show. I used to love the intro, Maximum Security. Then they end up in the L.A. Underground. If that was real, it would be Maximum Security then back in the Winnipeg Sun as one of the top 10 most wanted, right?
Yeah.
They'd come out a week later. These guys went on to do good.
Oh, man. And of course, B.A. was afraid to fly, so they had to knock him out before they flew every time. Remember that aspect of the show?
Everybody thought BA stood for badass, did they not?
I think so, yeah.
Growing up, because back then you couldn't say that on TV.
Mr. T was so tough in those days. It was everybody's favorite tough guy.
That was a great show.
It was, and then they made the movie years later. Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But the show will always stand alone.
I will say this because I'm going to recommend a TV show if you haven't seen it. Started as a sleeper, and then it just got organically bigger through word of mouth. The show White Lotus. The third season is coming out. It's an HBO show, but they've already announced the fourth season. And if you've seen the trailer, like, it's all about a destination vacation that goes chaotic for these people.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a thriller, kind of a mystery ride, and they've had some great performers in there. But in this season, the trailer's pretty funny because it almost sounds Winnipeg-like because there's a couple, and in the trailer, the woman goes, "I almost died today, but we got the room comped, didn't we, babe?" Like, just stuff like that. So it's a really dark comedy thriller.
Yeah,
and,
you love it.
You got to check it out, White Lotus. Yeah, I'm looking forward to season 3.
Might do it one of these days. That's your entertainment rundown.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
And Air Canada passengers who purchase basic fare options will now have their seats automatically assigned to them at check-in, and there will be an additional charge if you prefer to sit elsewhere. The airline says the change, which went into effect on January 21st, includes a, quote, complimentary seat assignment at check-in for customers who have not paid a fee to select their seats in advance. If the complimentary seat selected for you is not to your liking, you can choose to change seats for a fee on the airline's website.
Isn't that fantastic? So now you're paying whatever you pay for a flight, and then you find out that you have the middle seat, right?
Yeah.
And your partner that's traveling with you has another seat, maybe, and then you can pay to change that. And then what happens when they still change your seat? It happened to me over the holidays. We had paid for an extra legroom seat. And when we got our notice that we were flying back home, we were no longer in that row.
Oh.
And so now you have to call the airline when you get back, trying to get your money back. It's just another nickel and dime approach to find ways to gain revenue, I guess.
Air Canada says it remains committed to seating families together as well as passengers.
Well, that's a good commitment. Thank you. We should all be thanking them.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hey, you know how you guys always bug me about my showers, 3 showers a day?
Yeah, it
that's
seems
my-
excessive to most people, I think. I try not to bug you about it.
No,
but
no.
I'd love to see your water bill, and you don't even have a hot tub or a pool attached to that.
I wish. Someday I'm going to have
I don't
a
think you
hot
can
tub.
afford it. Not at 3 showers a day, Phil.
Maybe I would.
And 2 teenagers.
3
okay? I don't know how your wife lives there.
3 showers a day plus, and both the kids shower before school now. There's a lot of showers in
I'll
this
tell
house.
you right now, your poor wife should have her own bathroom, and it should have a sign on there that says mom's, like a dressing room or something.
She does.
And okay, good.
It's off. It's in the, what do you call it, the ensuite? Off our
That's so
master
good.
bedroom. Like,
That's awesome.
The boys and I know, like,
That's
if
mom's.
she's in there, you're not going in there. That's her area.
That's awesome. It's good.
But, yeah, no, I readily admit guilty as charged. It's excessive. But I blame it on my hours, or our hours, right? We're up early. I shower before work, and then I have a nap, and I typically want to shower after my nap, and then sometimes at night I feel like
That's a hell of
having
a
another.
sweat.
That's
I'll
all.
tell you.
Those nap sweats.
I think on average, if I'm doing more than just the show, I'll end up showering twice. I cannot tell you if I've ever showered 3 times. I'd like to discuss this further.
I bet you have. Golf, during
yeah.
golf season.
100%, but it's a really one-off if I've ever had 3 showers in a day. Like, there's probably somebody's pool involved, maybe, to wash the chlorine off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or a tournament, but this is a regular thing for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to discuss. What the average person, I'm guessing, is what, 1 or 2?
I would say 1 or 2. I want to hear, why don't we just open it up right now? Boston Pizza text line.
Yes.
How many times do you shower a day? Now, the reason I brought this up is I was watching an interview with NBA great Rajon Rondo, former Celtic, former Laker, and they were razzing him during his interview. He showers 5 times a day.
5?
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be...
so he's got me beat.
No, but did he give the reasoning?
He did. So a lot of it has to do with being a professional athlete, which I am not. So he clearly, not to state the obvious, but he showers, so they go for, I guess you would call it like a pregame, like the morning skate in hockey, a shoot around in the morning.
Yep.
So he showers after that. Then he gets home. He used the nap excuse as well. I have a nap usually on game day, and then I want to have a shower after my nap.
I could see it for him because that's a bit of a wake-up, right?
That's
you
what he
wake
said.
up, yeah.
For me, and he said that too, for me, I like after, and anytime I've been sleeping, I don't know what it is, a shower just snaps me back.
That's something for a therapist. we can't help that today.
I'll tell you, I got to moisturize a lot with this because
no
your
kidding.
skin, it's winter, so you're already in tough shape with the winter months.
Yeah.
Skin's dry, and then you're showering that off. And 1 shower every 4 days, J-Dog.
J-Dog.
Wow. How do you do that? I can't even fathom that.
No, that's a tough one. So the butcher, when he was breaking beef, shower a couple of times a day. I could see that. 1 a day, usually. A second if we play hockey at night. That's from Beavis. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see you taking a second shower when you wake up for a nap if you were like going to hockey or going out somewhere. But if you were just going to relax to watch a Habs game at home on TV, I have to question the second shower. But what's the third one?
The third one, now I will say this, the third shower doesn't always happen. If I were, like back in when I was coaching hockey, I'm not coaching hockey. But I'd be on the ice and then get home and you're sweating.
No, that I get.
The hockey glove smell and everything else. So maybe I probably don't have that third shower as often.
Hey, you know what we're getting a lot of? Some people shower just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then depending if they're going out on the weekend or not.
Like a daily for me is a given. And
it looks like we're getting more once a day.
Yeah.
That would be the average right now on our Boston Pizza text line. A few people weighing in that they shower every second day, Phil.
Every second day?
Yeah, I'm getting that a lot from people, actually.
I should try that. Should I try that? I don't know.
Well, okay, listen, baby steps for you. Could you get down to 2 on a regular basis? How are you going to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday when you're going 3 of them in a day? You've killed, listen, on Monday alone, you went Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
You know what? It's not good for, like, the amount of water I'm using is not good. I'm going to whittle it down. I am, and you're right, baby steps. Let's cut it down to 1.
There's a country.
Let's cut it down to 1.
Somewhere in this world that uses less water than you do in a week, in a year.
It might be an addiction. It might be, I don't know, I'm addicted to showering.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Kathy's her name, JoJo?
Yeah.
Excited for Kathy.
With a K.
Oh, good.
Morning.
Hello, is this Kathy with a K?
It is so Kathy with a K.
It's Philly with a P and Joe with a J.
And it's a thank you with a K.
We could be PJK.
Absolutely, you could be.
So you heard that cue to call, you heard the song of the day or cue to text, and poof, you came up in the randomizer, which means, Kathy with a K, you're a finalist.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you ever so much.
No hoop to go through, Kathy.
No
that
hoops.
means you have advanced to the final.
Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, could be seeing ACDC in Nashville. No, Joe's right, no hoops. We actually hate hoops. I've never, hula hoop. Did you ever have to do the hula hoop in gym?
Oh, God.
Hell no.
Well, I've done it at a couple of golf tournaments. I've done it on a couple of resorts.
It's exhausting.
And alcohol's always involved.
I don't look good doing it. It's not meant for guys like Joe and I.
The only hoops I like are the one that are the potato or the chip variety, the corn chip variety.
Yep.
Kathy, congratulations. You're a finalist.
Thank you very much.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday.
Okay, on the topic of showering, I shower not 3 times every day, but I've been known to have 3 showers in a day. And I pointed out there's a professional athlete out there, Rajon Rondo, who showers 5 times a day, trying to make myself feel better. Although I don't have his professional athlete workout schedule, so really there's no reason for that to make me feel better. But anyway, on the text line, we are getting a lot of people, saying once a day, maybe the odd twice a day, some every other day.
Yeah, that seems to be coming up a lot more on the Boston Pizza text line than I expected, but interesting.
But zero 3 times a day. So I might have a problem, and I'm willing to address it.
You're on your own little island there. And by island, I mean surrounded by your own water, because you're going through enough of it.
So that got us talking, because of course it's Thursday, and we do Throwdown Thursday, to a death match between 2 items that you would use in the shower.
I will say it will end up being a passionate discussion here.
I think we're going to lose, Joe. It's a bar of soap versus body wash. Bar of soap versus body wash.
I will tell you, because, we're old school guys here, but bar of soap for me, for sure. That's been the standard. But the times I have used a body wash, I do find that the skin seems a little softer and silkier after it, especially because...
Silky?
I don't know.
My skin's feeling silky
because
today.
I'm pretty hairy too, right? So I think in the winter months, I should probably be changing over to a body wash just for the moisturizer end of it. I use a moisturizer in the soap. It just doesn't seem to do the same trick. So I might switch, but bar of soap.
Bar of soap as well. And Kirby, if she was here, she'd be making fun of us about the bar of soap. Old school. Give me that zest. Irish Spring. I love the Irish Spring old school commercials with the guy who's having a shower in the woods, and the woman comes riding by on the horse and's like, "You smell awesome." That whole deal.
Yeah, the one trip into the store a month to buy himself, 12 bars of
So go back to
Irish
the woods.
Spring.
That commercial hooked me for life. But anyway, no, I like the bar soap. I'm not a big fan of the body wash. I don't find that it gives me that clean that I'm looking for. And trust me, with my boys now, there's body wash all over the shower, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I agree. I find I get cleaner with a bar of soap.
So let us know.
Boston Pizza text line.
We're going to get it up on the Facebook page as well, or weigh in on the Boston Pizza text line. Throwdown Thursday, bar of soap or body wash.
I love it.
I
love it.
Okay, I believe body wash is going to win by a mile.
I don't know. We're at about 50-50 right now in the early votes.
All right, let's go. Bar of soap.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
The freshness of a spring morning reminds me of the freshness of my Irish Spring soap. It's springtime in a bar. In these green and white stripes are 2 deodorants that leave you feeling clean and fresh a long, long time. Irish Spring. Now that's my kind of soap.
And we like it too.
Irish Spring leaves you feeling clean and fresh a long, long time.
That guy's a legend, though.
I'll tell you, when you get a "we like it too,"
2
that
girls.
says a lot.
When we talked about this earlier this morning, I remembered the commercial, but I didn't realize it was 2 women horseback riding horseback riding through the woods. This dude's just showering in the woods.
Well, you certainly didn't know back then it was going to become a genre on some sites.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And it's 2 in 1, right? It's 2 deodorant soaps in 1. Yes, I know. You get to see both.
So he
was doing soap welding before it even became a thing in households.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the pocket knife. He's cutting the bar of soap bare-chested.
You can see it's...
He's whatever he's doing. He's built whatever his day would be, building more log cabins. And then all of a sudden he's showering there in the woods, and these women, what a great concept. They don't make commercials like that anymore.
And it says it all. I mean, you don't even have to. The guy saved you thousands of dollars from traveling to Ireland. Now you know what an Irish Spring feels like.
It's so realistic. It's got to be, right? That's what it's like in Ireland.
It's great, actually. It's the friendliest place I've ever been.
I wish. But, of course, we're talking about soap versus body wash this morning.
Throwdown.
Yeah, baby. Throwdown Thursday. And surprisingly enough, pretty much a dead heat.
Yep.
Is that what you're
I
telling
would
me?
say
Have you
so.
been keeping tally all morning?
Yeah, between body wash and bars of soap. And it's interesting because a lot of people, and there are some people that say they use both.
We've gotten that for sure.
They'll use the body wash for most of the body and soap for the face and that kind of stuff. But have you noticed how passionate people are about their brands?
Oh,
that comes up quite a bit, too. And Irish Spring's up there for quite a few people. We're getting a lot of Dove. Both the men's line and just Dove in general because it's, I guess, got the moisturizer in it.
Ivory came in.
Yeah.
We got that. Lever 2000.
I love Lever 2000. I don't even know why it's called Lever 2000, but I like the scent of Lever 2000.
Well, if it was just called Lever, that's not an impressive sounding soap.
But 2000, this has got to be better than most.
It's like a new model, right? Like Lever 2000. I don't like the loofah's coming up because if you're using a body wash, right, theoretically the loofah is a part of it.
Yeah. Well, a couple people said they use a bar of soap with a loofah.
Well, you rub that soap into the loofah?
Yeah, I can't use a loofah. I've got too much hair.
Yeah.
Like it's like you get snags. I would feel like seaweed in an ocean.
Hey,
Stuff
Christy,
getting caught up in
can
it.
you get the scissors and cut this loofah out of my chest hair?
I don't know what happened.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Let me tell you, this is a special treat this morning. 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. It's Philly Joe and Kirby. Of course, Kirby back next week. But we have the one, the only, Sugar Sammy in studio.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, this is unbelievable. You're at Rumors this week. And welcome back to Winnipeg. We were saying off air, is it every 2 years or so?
Yeah, every 2 years. I make my stop here. I love starting my Canadian tour here. It's my favorite place to start. Just, you know what's great? Start right in the middle of the country. And it's so multicultural in my show. It's like such a diverse audience, multicultural, multi-generational, multilingual, and multi-political.
Yeah.
So you get all three types of voters in one show. So I'm able to offend and piss off everybody.
Well, so much so that it's so hard to find a ticket. I can tell you right now, there's only a couple of left for the two late shows this weekend, and that is a testament to you, the hardest working guy in Canada. I mean, if the tour is starting, you're going to hit 17 spots across this country. Yeah. You've traveled through the United States recently, right? You were telling us 33 countries you've covered, and I have to ask you this, because you're so diverse, you speak so many languages, Sammy, and you're so easy for people to understand. Is there like something big on the horizon here where other parts of the world are opening up to you in your career? Because not many Canadian comedians come in here and tell us they've played outside of Canada or the U.S.
Yeah, here's the thing I got to say, though. Every time you talk to me, it sounds like a threat. Like, do you feel like he has that accent? Like, it's almost like you're talking to a good fella. Like, every time you tour all around the country, tell me something. Let me ask you a question. Why is it always going to be like...
It's a hidden meaning, Sammy.
I know.
I got to know what's going on. Why is this sugar guy working the world without us?
Every time he talks to me, I feel like it's a threat. Like, how's your family doing? Your mother's okay.
He's going to ask you for a favor. You hang around here long enough, he's going to ask you to play his club or his restaurant.
Sammy, you're from Montreal. There's been other...
Listen to him.
Yeah.
I can listen to him all day.
Oh, he's beautiful.
You're from Montreal. I know a couple of guys out there. So I got to say, it is fun for me to keep on opening markets. And like, we're always looking for new places and go back and revisit old places. I mean, I get to tour the U.S. every couple of years, Canada every couple of years. I'm on TV in France, but now, I've toured India, I've toured the Middle East, and I'm looking to go back there. Asia, Australia, New Zealand. So we're in talks with a lot of promoters to get that going, yeah, for sure. South Africa, these are great places that I love touring as well.
I don't know if we've ever talked about how the name Sugar Sammy comes about, because when you talk comedians, sometimes names just never resonate outside of how good they can be, right? It's the hardest thing to probably market as a comedian.
Oh, right.
So a name like Sugar stands out. There's no other Sammy people are talking about in the comedy world.
Well,
There's
yeah.
Sugar Sammy.
We were saying it's typically a boxing nickname, right? Yeah, a lot of sugars.
Well, comedy is like boxing. You know, it's a one man sport, and you can easily be victorious and you get all the accolades when you win, and it doesn't look good when you lose, right? So I think there are a lot of parallels.
Yeah,
a lot of parallels.
Do you get a lot of young comics coming up to you? Because we have young comics coming in here that are playing Rumors, and I'm sure there are some of them that'll, pick your brain and how do you come up with content and how's the road been to where you are now, Sugar Sammy?
Well, I tell people the formula's simple, but it's a tough formula, and everybody's looking for that quick sort of solution.
Boom.
I go, it's the same thing. It'll show. Like if you're in the gym working out, it'll show that you're fit, but it takes years and dedication. So I say, look, comedy's an art, it's a science, it's a craft, and it's a business. Learn all 4 parts and be good at them and get better at them every day. And that's the secret to making and having longevity in this business.
That's
so
awesome.
You grew up in an immigrant family like most of us. You said we're a melting pot here. How does a guy come home one day and go, Ma, Pa, here's what I'm doing. I've made up my mind.
They don't know. They don't know. They still think I'm a doctor. I'm here on a medical convention, so they have no clue that I do this.
So good.
but my parents. I gotta say they're the proudest. Like, you're not leaving my parents' house without watching a Sugar Sammy video.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Oh, good.
Yeah. The person will be there, and that'll be like, sit, watch this. And he's like, sir, I'm just here to fix the pipes, and I charge by the hour. So, okay, well, watch it while you're fixing the pipes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they couldn't be any prouder,
So
Awesome.
you've been at this a while, Sugar Sammy. I mean, the way the world has changed. You mentioned the diversity of a crowd in Winnipeg or anywhere where you might play. Have you had to adjust over the years, like how your content or how you deliver a joke, given like the world seems to be a bit of an angrier place than it used to be, if not a lot more angry?
Well, I mean, for me, I always keep it truthful. I never filter myself. I was never afraid of cancel culture because, I mean, I produce my own tours usually, and I do all kinds of stuff myself, and I'm in charge of my career. No manager, no agent. We do everything in house. And so it's like, and we're, I say this on stage when people are like, I go far, I push, and I go, yeah, I know I'm going to get canceled, but we're in Canada. What are you canceling me from? CBC Gem, City TV,
hey, that app's pretty good.
I cancel myself. So to me, it's like, make yourself non-cancelable, be truthful, cross the line. But I also like it. I like writing stuff in a way where I feel like it's refined. It's well written. I'll push the line, but it won't just be gratuitous. It'll be for a reason. And always surprise them and make the laugh be the first thing. So you come to my show, let go of all of the rules imposed at you at work for human resources, and come out. We're going to laugh at everything, and we're going to go all the way. I'm not holding back. Let's have fun together. It's exciting. It's fun. It's a little scary, but isn't that the best comedy?
Sure. 1 shot tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday. As I mentioned earlier, not many tickets left for the Friday Night Late Show or the Saturday Night Late Show, and I would be surprised if by the end of this interview there's any left. So make sure you get a shot.
Get on those. Don't waste any more time.
Make sure you get your tickets.
Or else
Joel is going to come see you.
He's available if you need
Forget about
security.
it.
If you need security, thanks for coming in. It's always great talking.
Thanks for having me, you guys. Thank you.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.